Welcome to Rule 64 Board Game Store Review Videos. This week we're going to go... Dr. Laura is the board game we're going to look at. This board game. And you might be thinking to yourself, Dr. Laura, a board game? Yes, it exists. This thing is a... Look at it! Do you see it judging you? Because Dr. Laura is judging you. And there's so many things that she's judging you about. Hey, morality, it matters to Dr. Laura. There are no excuses, only solutions, says Dr. Laura. And if you don't believe so, you are wrong. Oh, man. So Dr. Laura Schlesinger, I'm sure I'm butchering the name, I just don't care. Because I don't care. Hasbro did this to you. They made this board game exist. In the early 90s, Dr. Laura was a mainstay in daytime talk shows such as Donahue and Oprah, Sally Jesse Raphael, and Ricky Lake. And she was supposed to be this morality voice of reason for people to say, hey, toughen up, asshole. You're not worth real solutions. Just shut up and deal with it. But she was pretty and blonde and rich, so I guess people liked her. Not exactly sure. Oh my God, in the late 70s, she ended up getting into radio, had an affair. Oh, amateur porn star, you can Google that shit. I've seen it. It's a thing. Good luck if you search on that shit. Let's talk about the board game itself. Now this board game here, have you seen how great it is? Because, oh, all the pictures. Picture 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. They're all the same picture. Isn't it nice to know you're about to take advice from a woman who spent more on her haircut for this picture than you have in the entire month on groceries? Solutions. Just for you. Dr. Laura, the board game itself. It's got a phone on there so you can remember why she might be famous. You call in and she yells at you for being you. So that's nice. There's all these punch cards like A and B. There's C. Look at them go. Look at the fun of this game. I'm not sure what they're supposed to do. I'm sure the rules here tell me, but we'll get into those later. There are different categories for this. There's teach. There's preach. And a mainstay for any psychologist who wants to help you better your life. The third category is nag. That's right, nag. Because that's really fucking important. Oh no, I've wrecked up the order of these cards. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Here's your preach stack. Your teach stack. And your nag stack. Let's see, there's more bits. This thing. And you got a dice here. I'm presuming that this, you roll it, and it tells me what to do. Am I going to teach or preach or nag at somebody? And I move my bits here. You see there's different colored pawns that you can use. Now the idea of this game is fairly complicated. You start on the board with your colored pieces. You roll the dice and you go ahead and ask scenarios depending upon if you're going to preach, teach, or nag somebody. to help them with their problems. What are some of the problems that you're going to figure out through this board game? Well, let's go to teach. Oh my goodness. You, the player, have to say, hey, thanks for taking my call, Dr. Laura. My 15-year-old son is failing the 9th grade. He smokes pot, he robbed some people, and took a gun to school. I turned him into the police, but now our relationship is more strained than ever. Did I do the right thing? Most psychiatrists would have to look at the mother and say, hey, wait a minute. Why is he 15 and doing this? What else is going on in your life? Instead, no, Dr. Laura says you did the right thing by getting tough with him. And that's it. No other explanation required. Thank you for that great teaching lesson, you stupid, pretentious bitch. Oh, let's get some preaching! Preaching! Yes! Oh my goodness. Dr. Laura, our good friends are parents of a son who's just had his 2nd child out of wedlock. Each of the kids has a different mother. Our friends have invited us to a big party for the baby's baptism, and should we go? What do you think Dr. Laura would say? Go support your friends. Let's see if we can teach children to have a cohesive family unit. Instead, Dr. Laura says, no! And she says, oh my goodness, I think it's tacky for them to have a big celebration considering the circumstances. Yep, the circumstances of baptizing a child who was born out of wedlock. That's tacky to celebrate that. What a fucking bitch. Oh my god. And I know it's hard to be friends with people whose value systems are so different from yours. Thank you for that great preaching lesson, Dr. Laura. Oh, do you know that she lost her rights on CBS for calling a woman derogatory racial things over and over again? You can Google it. I'm going to put the link right here so you can go ahead and just click on that and watch. I'll assume that you have, and you can come back even more angry at this Dr. Laura having the balls to sell you a board game. Alright, you're done watching that, and I hope you're really angry. Oh, man. Whew. Now let's get to the nag portion of this. Because she's really great at nagging. Such as, you know, she's going to nag you if you're gay because according to Dr. Laura, and I quote, homosexuality is a biological error. If you just recently watched the video of her berating a black woman for being black, I can only imagine how you're feeling now realizing that Dr. Laura says that being gay is a biological error. Thank you, Dr. Laura, for all of your fucking help. Let's see, what else does she have here? Ooh, yes, the nag portion of the cards. Now, let's see, I was 15 years old when I had my son. I never told the father that I was pregnant. My son is now 11 years old. And I promised that I would help my son find his father. And his father is now in trouble with the law due to drugs and prostitution. What should I do? Dr. Laura, your morality center, your psychotherapist to the idiots of the world, suggests the following things to nag about with this woman's son. She says, don't try to contact the father. Tell your son his dad can't be found and you're very sorry. You made a mistake. A family therapist just encouraged a confused, desperate mother looking for help to advise her to tell her son that he was actually a mistake. This is a board game that exists. Why does it exist? I don't know. I don't think that Hasbro really fucking thought hard about this one. At some point, there was a boardroom. And there were some people just sitting around it with her. Look at how pretty she is. Look how trustworthy she is. She's gonna preach to you. She's gonna teach you, and she's gonna nag you to be the person that she wants you to be. Oh, she also says that most gay men are pedophiles. So, let's not worry about all of the desperate people who have ever looked for help and got turned away because they were mistakes. That might be the problem. What a bitch. Oh my God. In 1974, she started her schooling to get her to be a counselor for some shit. The more I look into this woman, the more I just really loathe and despise her. This game, you roll the dice, you move your piece, if you answer the answers that Dr. Laura would have said. Once you get to the finish line, you're fixed. Congratulations, your life is no longer shit. Because you've decided that you can nag and preach and teach people in just the right way. Let them know that if they are in a mixed marriage, and a mixed marriage to Dr. Laura isn't about race, it's whether or not there's two different religions in one household, because that's the main cause for divorce. I know some of these things might be shocking for you to hear, but you can look this shit up. She says it, and she believes it. So don't forget about getting this board game to help you out with all of your fucking life problems. Oh, my head hurts. Being gay is a biological error? Who thinks like this? Nobody! Oh, wait, no. That's wrong. Somebody thinks like this. Apparently Hasbro and Dr. Laura wants you to know if you're gay or a different religion from your spouse, you're wrong. Oh, you're so wrong. That's how you play the game. I could have went over all these rules, but with a piece of shit that exists out in the world like this, there's only so much that you can do. There's only so much, really, that you can say about it that's really just not going to make you burst into ulcers from the stress and just the terrible pain of it all. Oh, I'm getting the vapors here. I'm getting the vapors at our Rule 64. It's true. If it's ever been on TV, if it's been a movie or a famous book, if it's been a fucking commercial, or if it's ever been on the ass end of bad advice, Rule 64 states that it's a fucking board game. Dr. Laura is a board game, and it never should have been. This woman is living in absolute obscurity right now, with all of her fake plastic surgery, $800 haircuts, and her bullshit ideals. Oh, speaking of which, don't forget, ladies, if your husband has ever cheated on you, Dr. Laura, wants to know what you did to not keep him around. There's only one thing that I can think of to do with this said piece of shit game. Let's do this right. As you can see, successful review of the Dr. Laura board game. We here at Roll64 Board Games feel inclined to let you know about the latest of trends in board games or things that you never knew existed in the first place. Thanks for watching. Give us a like. Tell your friends. Next review is going to be something that we all like. Sugar water in bottles. It's the Snapple board game. See you next time.